hello, we're back on air. This is Olga show for you. And here what we don't have to do on our LinkedIn profile. Thank you to Maggie sending us this information. So first, you shouldn't be doing on your LinkedIn mentioning personal things like what you had for breakfast and the fact your dog is sick today is just totally wrong. This suggests to the business professionals in your networks that you don't really respect their time. Continually, number 2, talking about your specific products and services takes people back to the days of big newspapers, ads, and screaming radio messages. Talking about radio, right? We're not screaming any messages out loud. We're just helping to our community. Is that true or true?
That's totally true.
And we are from you to you. So you send to us, that's what we're going to get. And that's what you're going to get back. And of course, don't do the purpose. This is also not for the purpose of social media, especially LinkedIn, when you're continually talking about your specific products and services. Avoid that LinkedIn profile talking about topics that might be sensitive to some of your audience. For instance, we could be embarrassed, let alone share some items posted as status updates. And maybe somebody don't want to know some of the updates at all. So try to be sensitive what you posted. Think twice before posting your physical whereabouts. Sometimes people talking I'm out of town updates. Of course, you can do that for Foursquare users. Perhaps that would be more interesting for those users to share information where you are. The LinkedIn Twitter interface is causing people to have too many LinkedIn updates as well as inappropriate updates. So if you're using that interface, be selective about the updates you share between the two platforms, as LinkedIn and Twitter are designed with different purposes and strategies. So be sure that wherever you post it, it doesn't go all over and doesn't repeat on LinkedIn and Twitter for your followers and friends and network. The netiquette on LinkedIn is no more than a couple updates per day, whereas on Twitter you are almost expected to tweet 20 times per day. So Twitter followers, for instance, I do less than 20 a day, maybe once a day, maybe a couple of times a week. But I know that people I follow do it more often than me. So it's your choice who you want to follow. And that's why be sure that frequency of your LinkedIn status updates also wouldn't be that often. Don't waste your time reading updates from people who violate all of the above. By using the hide function, you can stop an individual status updates from showing up on your home page. And of course, by following this simple suggestion, you will be on your way to being a model of LinkedIn citizen. There are many more resources on internet to master LinkedIn for business, like linkedinsuccess.org. So we share that information for you. And here's updates from Spare the Air for us. Of course, to help prevent smoke, we should bike to work or around town. Take public transit, telecommute, carpool, and link your errands to reduce driving. Avoid using gas-powered lawnmowers and leaf blowers. Reduce household energy use. Don't use lighter fluid on the barbecue. For those of my friends who has barbecue today and I'm missing, so I can entertain everybody else around, and be sure that we have the information who doing barbecue today and going to the concerts. Find us later on YouTube under Olga Show. Don't use aerosol spray cleaners, paints, and hairspray. I don't know how we can hold our hair after that.
No, it's not possible.
Well, maybe gel. How about gel? We're gonna start using more gel instead of hairspray.
As long as not flammable.
Yes, right. So, but that's why we're saying we don't have to use lighter fluid.
To fix our hair.
High level of ozone pollution pollution are particularly harmful for young children, seniors, and those with respiratory and heart conditions. Vigorous outdoor exercise should be undertaken only in the early morning hours when ozone concentrations are lower. And thank you very much for our Spare the Air alert. Okay, and here's our music. So what we're gonna play right now?
We're gonna play old waltz which is called Autumn Waltz. It's very nice and beautiful. It's Russian classic music.
Autumn Waltz for our listeners. So from you to you, Olga, show. Окей, можно вот отсюда убрать, пожалуйста, я не знаю, как это убрать. I don't know next message I want to have.
Это совсем убрать?
Да, я тоже прочитала.
На.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Вот это просто можно читать. Прочитала это. Supporter.
It's still 3 minutes. Если что, у меня на готове с ДДТ, мы из Уфы, которые могут посвятить своим уфимским друзьям и знакомым. А еще есть ДДТ-8.
Сколько еще осталось?
Почти кончилось.
А можно Shen Yun на оркестру найти информацию? Shen Yun, знаешь, как писать? SHENYUN.
It's over.
And we are back on air, Olga show for you, from you to you. Okay, let's talk about dream big. Do you dream about starting a business? You are not alone. Millions of Americans share that dream, and yet not everyone has the courage to get started. Too many criticize dreamers like you are proclaiming. Dreamers only dream, doers do. But that's wrong. You cannot become a doer without first having been a dreamer. Dreams are the stuff entrepreneurs are made of. Think about Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey, Sam Walton, Walt Disney, Mary Kay Ash. What do they have in common? They all have started with nothing but a dream and built multi-million-dollar businesses. Obviously, dreaming alone isn't enough. You have to do your network, homework, create a plan and take action. You will have good days and bad ones, but don't get discouraged. As Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Always remember, this whole thing was started by a dream and a mouse. Little mouse, my friends. And we actually can read simple steps for starting your business from score.org for the life of your business. Thank you very much. It's one of the organizations can help you to start your business, and they take very small amount of money to help you with consultations and some paperwork you have to do before you start your own business. Okay, let's start with those steps. Starting a new business from scratch is what most people think of when they consider becoming entrepreneurs, but this isn't the only way to get into business for yourself. Here is a closer look we can do at various ways of starting a business. First, starting a new business, what advantages do you have? You are not hampered by previous image or equipment of an existing businesses. You can choose your own location, name, and logo and build your own business relationships. You can explore new markets and directions. But what is disadvantages of starting a new business? You have no existing customers base to build on. You are taking bigger risk than if you ever buy an existing business. And because your business has no track record, it will be harder to find financing. Okay, then buying an existing business. Well, what's advantages of that? You gain an established customer base, location, and supplier relationships. The business is known entity with a proven formula and name recognition. You can review the business records before buying to make sure it's profitable. Since the business has a track record, it may be easier to obtain financing. What disadvantages when you buy an existing business? Well, its hidden problems with the business could come back to hunt you down, such as debits, liens, or misrepresentations about profitability. The business has a reputation, but isn't it always a good one? The business inventory could be obsolete, its assets and or a goodwill could be inflated. Employees may be loyal to the former owner, causing management issues. And there's no guarantee the business success will continue under your ownership. Okay, what's more about different types of businesses we can talk? Let's say somebody wants to buy a franchise. What advantages in that? As a franchisee, you become part of a system with a well-known image and proven products or services. You have the marketing and sales power of the franchisor behind you. You get training and guidance from the franchisor. You are part of a network and can turn to other franchisees to help. What about disadvantages of buying a franchise? You don't have as much freedom as an independent business owner. You must pay ongoing royalties and other fees. You must sign a binding contract that limits your ability to exit your business. And the franchisor problems, whether financial, image, or otherwise, are your problems too. before we continue of different types of businesses, we're gonna play some music for you before our commercial breaks and change to Russian language. So what do we have this time?
Well, let's go with Russian music, which every English-speaking people will understand. It's very famous. It's Vocalist, performed by Edward Hill, which is technically Russian, which have no single Russian word in it. So Edward Hill, Vocalist, which also means, the name of the song means I'm so glad that I'm at last returning home.
I'm at last returning home for our listeners and viewers. С какого фильма?
Это не из фильма, это Рассветская эстрада старинная.
Do you
Это
know
очень
this song
известная,
from
известная
Olga?
песня.
Yeah, I remember.
Why is it like?
Huh?
Is it like more English or is Russian performing? No, no.
It has no single words in any language. It's Vocalist.
Oh, so he just doing that. Okay. So I'm not.
Like ла 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 ла. А еще у меня есть Цой, группа Крови на корейском языке. Ну, вот они
Наверное,
докачалась,
времени не хватит.
поэтому не докачалась, поэтому оставим на другой раз, видимо.
Шин Юн, да? Я прочитаю. А
У меня-
музыку ты можешь
У
включить?
меня
какую-то?
есть скачанная Шаньюн музыка, все можно исполнить.
Окей. Но мне нужно оркестра or symphony. You doing performing?
Оркестра это как раз часть этой самой штуки, не нашел другого ничего.
Ну-ка, оркестра вот сейчас.
Там очень мало, там только перечисление.
Потому что я бы хотела музыку сыграть. Ихнюю.
Есть, готово. 3 минуты.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about more businesses. And how long?
It's almost over. It's like 10 seconds. Or not 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Не нужно уже.
And we continue about dreaming big. So we have been talking about different type of businesses. What about home-based business? What advantages of that? Working from home is convenient. You save money on commuting, dry cleaning, lunches out, and other daily expenses. You have a flexible schedule and can work when you want. You could also gain tax advantages since you could deduct the portion of your home used for businesses. What are disadvantages of home-based businesses? Of course, zoning or deed restrictions may prohibit home-based businesses, so you have to check with that. Working from home can be isolating and lonely, so it's not for everybody. As a home-based business, you will have more difficulty finding financing. And of course, distractions from family or neighbors may make it hard to work. Home-based businesses are often subject to IRS scrutiny. We're talking about taxes. So pay attention. What other things we can do? For instance, let's say we can organize non-profit organizations. Advantages. A non-profit may qualify for government or foundation grants. Non-profit status offers protection from liability for directors and employees of the businesses. You can pay salaries to employees and consulting fees to contractors. What about disadvantages? A non-profit organization must focus on educational or charitable purposes and cannot profit those who created the organization. All profits remain within the organization. You must also apply and qualify for 501c3 status or sales tax exemption. Okay, what about different types of businesses our citizens can take online business? Of course, what the advantages? Let's take a look. Startup costs are lower than with the brick and mortar businesses. You can do business with customers all over the country or even world. Customers appreciate the convenience of accessing your business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you have the flexibility to do business from anywhere, anytime. What disadvantages of online businesses will be? Low conversion rates. On average, only 2% of visitors to an e-commerce site make purchases. Low barriers to entry from an online business mean there is more competition. Visitors have high expectations for online businesses and less tolerance for the problems. Being unable to touch merchandise can make customers less likely to buy. And that's we talk about different types of businesses. So what we can say about choosing a legal structure? Sorry, we're going to talk about businesses. That's what we're trying to do about businesses and startups. So, for instance, we can talk about several options for the legal structure of your business. A written agreement reviewed by an attorney is an essential step. Here is an overview, and we're going to bring attorneys again to our presentations. Sole proprietorship. In this form of doing business, one person you owns and operates the business. On the plus side, your business earnings are taxed just once, and you alone, and you're in charge of all business decisions. On the downside, sole proprietors are personally liable for any claims against their businesses and often have more trouble getting financing. Many businesses start out as sole proprietorships, then switch to more complex structures. How about choosing partnership as your legal business structure? In a general partnership, both partners manage the businesses and are responsible for its debts. In a limited partnership, certain limited partners are investors but do not manage the business. One advantage of partnership, the partnership doesn't pay tax. Partners report profit or losses on their personal tax returns. The disadvantage, partners are personally liable for any debts of the business. And C corporation conventional. Incorporating protects you from liability for the company debts or claims against it. A corporation can sell stock, enabling you to raise money. However, corporations are strictly regulated and are taxed twice. The corporation pays income tax and shareholders pay taxes on any dividends. And I know that another invitation we received from Shen Yun Orchestra, who will be coming to San Francisco on October 22nd. So everybody invited to Davis Hall Symphony, where we can watch performance. I will be there as well with our viewers and listeners. That's would be October 22nd. And what do we have in that performance?
Yes, we have music by Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra, just to see what we have here.
And I would like to just say that Shen Yun, it's Western Philharmonic Orchestra that integrates several traditional Chinese instruments, including the pipa, suona, dizi, guzhengs, and a variety of Chinese percussion instruments. So let's listen to that, because maybe we can hear Chinese instruments such as the erhu.
Yes, let's listen for Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra.
Lee Hall from New York.
Найди мне, пожалуйста, тебе. Ой-ой-ой. А, это тебе.
The 3-hour show opened with the American national anthem. Then it was Shen Yun's original piece, Creation. With more more than 90 musicians on stage, the Shenyang Orchestra blends traditional Western orchestration with the distinct sounds of Chinese instruments like the erhu and pipa. The combination allows the orchestra to play not only Western classics like Beethoven's Egmont Overture,
Окей, найди мне радио на русском.
but also original Chinese
И
pieces
дай мне
like the
другое,
Blossoming
мне нужно
Lotus.
читать сейчас.
The performance also featured guest appearances by tenors and sopranos from Shenyang Performing Arts, their voices adding an extra dimension on the stage. Based in New York, Shenyang Performing Arts is a classical Chinese dance company. It has performed before millions worldwide, with a mission to revive China's divinely inspired culture. NTD is a proud
Мне
media
нужно
sponsor
радио.
of Shenyang
It's
Performing
almost
Arts
over.
and the presenter of the Shenyang Symphony Orchestra's international debut.
And I would like to say we continue with Olga's show. The Epoch Times will have the newspaper, which is now in 32 countries. No, 35 countries already, 21 languages and growing, and it's also available in Russian language. Will be featuring Olga's show in their advertisements and also talking about us. Thank you very much. I already have been interviewed many times by Epoch Times. Thank you. That newspaper is growing all in color in different subjects, and we always support the culture. Again, Olga Show supports technology, culture, and people. You can watch us every Saturday on, actually listen every Saturday on 92.3 FM and u923fm.com. That's internet radio plus live radio all over Bay Area, reaching 15 million people around the Bay Area and Silicon Valley. And again, Olga Show for you every Saturday night. And find us back on YouTube, what you missed today or any other Saturday. Stay.
Listening to U92.3